Good morning. It's great to have you with us. Today we get to touch on that thing we celebrate on Valentine's Day. This is Valentine's Day weekend, and so we're going to take a look at that divine presence that we share in that close love. We have our choir, which always lifts our spirits to new heights. So as we journey, I invite you to touch that beautiful, magnificent presence that you are and celebrate with us. Thank you for joining us.
We come in peace. Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. As we celebrate the season of love today in our music, please remain seated and join us in singing Love is the Answer.
The Joyful Noise Choir. Yay! Led by our own Sheila Goutreau and their half band, Big Brother and the Holding Company. I knew somebody would get it. Good morning. My name is Ron, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to Unity of Walnut Creek. Well, we have a great musical program here, don't we? My heart is still touched by that last song. Here at Unity, we believe in universal truths. And one of those truths is that unity is a spiritual positive path. That means that in those times of non-peace, when that non-peace is brought about by people, places, or things, that when we get into our consciousness of divine spirit, of divine presence, we can get a feeling of peace within that non-peacefulness. I can't think of anything more positive than that. And as we get deeper into the consciousness of divine spirit, that's when the peacefulness grows, and we get spiritual discernment at the same time. 2 for 1, that ain't bad. And the other spiritual truth that we hold to is that there are many paths to this divine presence in our universe. And because we respect every one of those paths, you may hear different music and different words from different spiritual paths. And that's why we have them here in our service, because we respect each and every one of those ways. So I forgot to ask us to turn and to wave to the camera and welcome our online family. I apologize for putting you second. You're not second. Please know that you are part of our spiritual community. And if you are here with us in the sanctuary for the first time, or new, please know that you are already part of our spiritual family. And we are proud and glad that you are with us. So, speaking of divine spirit, let us open our service with our affirmation. So if you can please close your eyes or leave them open, whichever you prefer, and take a deep breath. And we say, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And just let that soak in and know that that is true. And we repeat again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And just let that soak in a little deeper. And we say once more, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Please remain seated and sing along with us, I Am Loved.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day weekend. So we're going to enter into our experience of prayer and meditation together. And since this is that time in the year when the whole world decides, well, let's focus on that experience of love. And since the truth is, we do that here any Sunday anyways. In our time of prayer together, let's go into that beautiful experience of that divine presence as love within our hearts. Let the music be part of that guide to the very center of your heart. me, breath of God. Breathe in me, love of God. Breathe your love through my heart. Open my heart to touch and know your presence. Mother, Father, God, as we move deeper into this awareness of your presence, as we discover that in every breath of life, you are here. That in every breath of life, you are loving us. That in every breath of life, your love flows through us. And so this love, as we breathe it in and through our hearts, this divine presence that you are, we are so grateful. We are so grateful for those that have called on us to love in our lives. We're grateful for those that have been closest and shared that life journey day by day, that have let us see their hearts, that have held our hands along the way. I'm so grateful for those whom our love has flowed to. For as this beautiful awareness of your presence grows, we understand the sacred honor that it is to love another. And as you've taken this beautiful love and moved it through our hearts to all those who are part of family, calling upon our love in different ways, we are grateful. As you have brought people into our world and brought us into the world of others to call upon our love in different ways. We are so very grateful. For in this sacred moment, when we choose to simply dwell in your love, we know your peace. We know its strength, its presence, its touch. So from this place of love, we enter into a moment of stillness, a moment of peace. We follow that simple direction of the Master calling us to stillness. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. infinite love. Beloved presence. Grateful to be aware that we can make that choice to send this love, this divine connection forth to those that we would bless. That the touch of this love is healing. It is peace. It is inspiration and blessing. So we make this choice to send this love, to radiate it through our hearts. And we begin with sending it to our own bodies for healing, vitality, calling forth the wholeness in every cell and system. Sending it to mind and heart for wisdom and understanding. And now radiating it from our love to each of those dear to us. Enfolding, blessing, lifting. Divine love. Enfolding each one. We send this love across the spiritual community, touching each person and blessing everyone in their world. We embrace every prayer request brought here, knowing with each you are enfolded in divine love and lifted to that which is the highest. And this beautiful love flows forth from our hearts across these communities in which we live. And it blesses our nation, healing its fears and bringing forth its compassion. It flows to the peoples of the world, calling forth peace. This love flows through our hearts to all who join us in prayer, whether in mosque or synagogue, temple or church, whether gathered at home or on the hillsides. We're seeking to know you. We are all one. This love flows through our hearts to bless this beautiful earth, to bring harmony and balance to all her systems, to bring blessing to her creatures. And this love flows through our hearts about the earth to touch the heart of every single person in the earth. For you are that love in every heart, and in this love we are one. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Please join me. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And once again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And it is so, here, now, in that sacred presence of the divine in each. Amen.
Thank you. My name is Jennifer Hooker, and it's my pleasure to highlight a few of the many upcoming events here at Unity of Walnut Creek. Please join Reverend David for a full-day Heart Math workshop on the first Saturday in March. Bring peace to your heart, your family, your workplace, and the planet. It's the greatest gift you can give yourself and our world at this time. And now I'd like to invite Diana to the platform.
Hey y'all, I'm Diana Mezitz, and I'm one of Leslie's Krabby Girls. I want to invite y'all out to the crab feed coming up on February 28th at Center Concord. There is lots of good food, a decadent dessert auction, raffle baskets, and DJ Old School will be spinning the dance tunes. Tickets are on sale on the patio today and next Sunday. That's it. They're also available in the bookstore and online, and there's plenty of opportunities to sign up to volunteer. So see Leslie on the patio after service. Thank you.
And until you hear the gong, please enjoy taking a short moment to greet the people immediately around you.
What's up, brother? Hi. Good morning.
I lost my.
Hear the children saying, one heart. Hear the children praying, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and it'll be all right. Let's get together and feel all right. Come on and feel the connection. One heart. We're all approaching perfection. One heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel all right. Let's get together and feel all right. As it was in the beginning, one love. Now until the end, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel all right. Let's get together and feel all right. All we are saying, one love. Give peace a chance, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and it will feel all right. Let's get together and feel all right. From the Father of creation, one love. Peace and love throughout every nation. One heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel all right. Let's get together and feel all right. Sing out now. One love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel all right.
changes everything. Now I tremble at his name. Nothing in the world will ever be the same. Love changes everything. Days are longer, words mean more. Love changes everything. Peace is deeper than before. Love will turn your world around, and the world will last forever. Yes, love changes everything. Brings you glory, lights your flame. Nothing in the world will ever be the same. Up into the world we go, planning futures, shaping years. Love burst in and suddenly all our wisdom reappears. Love brings truth to everyone. All the rules we made are broken. Yes, love changes everyone. Live and prosper in its day. Love will never let you be the same. Love will never, never let you be the
Love changes everything. So Valentine's Day weekend, and I was telling my wife Catherine what I was going to talk about today, and she said, "That's the part that you always avoid." And it's true. I have been teaching about the heart for many, many years, and every time I do, somebody brings up that question, because we're talking about love, and most of what we experience in terms of our messages of our society about love come through our movies, and it's romantic love. It comes through our song, and it's romantic love. And it comes through our poetry. And so I had gotten pretty good at just kind of answering the question, well, when we're talking about love, does it include the romantic love experience? And my answer was simply, of course it does. And then I went on to something else. So I thought I'd risk it and go for it today. So what happens, when we look at why is this experience that we call romantic love, but I'm not even sure that's fair to characterize it. Because the truth is, we're talking about a sacred experience that happens between two people. Now, as I share about it today, I'm going to share experiences of a couple different couples and what happens. And they're both male-female, but please understand that I'm talking about that beautiful, intimate love relationship that happens, and it happens for same-sex couples as it happens for others. So know that we're talking about the exquisite experience of this love between two people and why it is so powerful, why it's so meaningful to our lives. It comes from that simplest of understandings. God is love. So when we experience that, we experience God. And it changes because it is the experience of that divine presence flowing in and through our hearts. It changes how we see, changes how we perceive the world, changes how we perceive that person. We see them with those divine eyes. We get to see who they really are. And that is amazing. Suddenly this being, we see their beauty, we see their talent, we see their wisdom, we see the magnificence of this being. Now, some of the ones we've seen that in have done a very sincere job to cover that up. But we see it. Charles Fillmore called this power of love the unifying, harmonizing power. And it does. It unifies us. There's a connection there that is deep and powerful. And there's something that is shared between us. I got a sense of that difference of perception in the experience of a man. He shares the experience of having gone, he was in an athletic event. And in that event, which is really fairly dangerous, he went through the experience of falling. And his neck was broken. And so he's there in the hospital, and the doctors had come in. He'd gained consciousness, and they were able to communicate with him. He could understand. And they said to him, you know, if all of this is successful, what we're trying to do is connect your skull to your body. If it's successful, at best, you'll be a quadriplegic for the rest of your life. There's real doubt whether we'll even succeed and whether you'll survive. And we'd have no idea what damage will really be done, how much worse it might be. As he was beginning to understand, they're communicating with him because they had to have his permission to do the surgery. His wife came into the room. And he says, we made eye contact. I mouthed my first lucid words to her. Maybe we should let me go. She said, I'm only going to say this once. I will support whatever you want to do because this is your life. This is your decision. But I want you to know that I'll be with you for the long haul, no matter what. She then added the words that saved my life. You're still you, and I love you. He goes on, if she had looked away or paused or hesitated slightly, if I had felt there was a sense of her being noble or fulfilling some obligation for me, I don't know that I could have pulled through. Because it had dawned on me that I had ruined my life and everyone else's. But what she said made living possible, because I felt the depth of her love and commitment. I was even able to make a little joke. I'm out. This is way beyond the marriage vows of in sickness and in health. And she said, I know. I knew then that she was going to be with me forever. That's the experience of Christopher Reeve. And I think of what his wife went through. What it was when she said, you're still you. Now remember who she married. Superman! I mean, handsome and rugged and active and talented and successful. And what she was looking at was someone whose only operable part of his body was above his neck. If it worked. But you see, what that spiritual vision had done, what that love had done, it let her see who he really was. That spiritual being that she had connected with, that was there, whatever the body was. You're still you. I love you. That's why it's so powerful. We see each other as we really are. There's so many beautiful ways that the scriptures touch this. I want to share from the Quran. It's so simple. And among his wonders is this: he creates for you mates out of your own kind, so that you might incline towards them. And he engenders love and tenderness between you. A gift of the divine between us. And the simplest, the actual whole sentence in the Bible is this: whoever is without love does not know God. For God is love. To me, probably the most profound statement within the whole book. Now, one of the things that happens is sometimes we get confused. One of the places that we're able to acknowledge our love and our commitment and our connection with each other is in marriage. But that's just a form. Love is greater than that form. I was keynoting a conference, and one of the other keynoters there was Peter Caddy. Now, Peter and his wife, Eileen, I'd read about and found them tremendously inspiring people some years before. Peter and Eileen Caddy were the founders of the Findhorn community. Eileen was a very inward, very quiet person. She had a gift of mediumship, and she was able to connect with the spirit within the plants and the plant spirits as they were at this hostile environment on the northern coast of Scotland, and they needed to grow gardens. And so through her connection, they ended up creating there some of the most beautiful, vibrant gardens in the world. And the couple, through their work together, became an inspiration. People came from all around the world to go, and I had followed their journey. So it was a wonderful thing to get to talk to Peter. Now, at the time I was talking to him, he and Eileen were divorced, and he was living in Hawaii. He had married again. They had a little child, and he was the stay-at-home parent. And so we were talking about that change that took place in his life. And he explained that Eileen was this internal person. And she had done that sensitivity, that beingness, that connection so beautifully. But the time came for her spirit to step out and connect with the world. And he had been the one that was out there. He took her things and he went out and he built the gardens and he called people in. And he explained to all the world the wonderful things that they were doing. And his soul said, quit doing and start being. And they loved each other enough to say, our purposes are not together now. We need to let go of each other so we can go on with the growth that is before us. One of the beautiful things about this couple was they were in touch enough with their guidance, they were able to do that. Love doesn't own. And it releases when that connection doesn't serve that soul's growth. Now, some of us have discovered this in their relationships, usually with a lot more drama than they went through. But it's a change that happens. It doesn't mean that love isn't there and isn't vibrant and meaningful. But it does mean that our connection is not what I want you to give to me, but what does your life need as it goes forward and is part of my love, letting go. There's a gift every time that we work in this experience of love, particularly as it is between two people. We grow in our understanding of the divine. And it opens amazing worlds to us. I'm going to share with you the experience of a couple, but particularly the young woman. I'm going to read her name so I don't mispronounce it. It's Ekaterina Gordieva. At 4 years old, she lived in Moscow under what was then the Soviet Union, and she began to skate. When she was 11, her coach said to her, well, I think you need a skating partner, so I've got a skating partner for you. Now, at the time, her skating partner, who was Sergei, was 15 years old, and I mean, that's like another generation. You know, so it was one of the big boys. And they began skating together. And they loved the skating. They loved this beautiful athletic world that they were in. And they began skating as a pair, and they got better and better. And in 1988, they went to the Olympics in Calgary, Canada, as pair skaters and took home gold. Amazing couple, amazing talent. And they were still kids. In that timeline, in 91, the Soviet Union ended. Also, New Year's Eve of 91, they had their first kiss. Several years later, they moved from the very good friends that they had become, as they had supported each other through falls and disappointments and challenges and learning and living on a rink day in and day out. And they became lovers. And then they married. And She gave birth to a beautiful little girl. And then in 1994, they went to the Olympics in Lillehammer, Norway. And she said the first time that we skated, we were skating for the Soviet Union. The second time, we were skating for us. And they won gold. 1994. They stepped into the world of professional skating, and they were with a group the next year in 95. They were training in Lake Placid, New York. And he went to reach for her in one of the movements that they do together. And he began to not follow through. And she looked and wondered, did his back hurt? Was there an injury? Then he fell on the ice. And he died of a heart attack before her. Imagine that experience for this young woman. She talked about how those years were filled with such happiness and such joy. They were in love with each other. They loved what they did. They had gone to the very heights of the achievement in the world. They had this beautiful little daughter. And in a moment, he was gone. Now, there's a deeply loved skater in that community. And so there was the gathering of the skaters to celebrate, and they did an event to celebrate his life. And so these great skaters were there, and they asked her to skate a number, to acknowledge in her skating their relationship. Now, as she was waiting there, and the truth was, she was never really sure that she could even do it. She was waiting there, and she starts with her hearing Moonlight Sonata. I went back on YouTube, and that was the performance that won them the gold medal, Moonlight Sonata at the Olympics. It was played in the event before she was to go on. She says, I heard the music from Moonlight Sonata. So many memories came back. I found myself going through my movements from our free program from the 94 Olympics in Lillehammer. Here Sergei throws me. Here we spin. Here we cross over. I can't stop myself. I feel Sergei's spirit was right beside me right then. I thought what my coach had told me during my last practice. Just trust Sergei. He will help you. That music ended. The light rose. The people started to applaud for her. And she started to skate. She said, I had a feeling I'd never experienced before. I'd been worried that I'd be lost out there by myself, that I'd be so small no one would see me. But I felt so much bigger than I am. I felt huge, suddenly like I filled the entire arena. I thought, I can't stop or I'll lose all this magic and power. I just listened to my legs, and I listened to Sergei. It was like I had double power. I never felt so much power in myself, so much energy. I'd start a movement, and someone would finish it for me. I didn't have a thought in my head. It was all in my heart. All in my soul. I'd never be able to skate this number as well again. I don't want to skate it again. It was such a special thing. She stood then before the stands there to honor her husband. And she shared what he had taught her. She said, try to find happiness in every day. At least once, smile to each other every day. And say just one extra time that you love this person who lives with you. Just say, I love you. One extra time each day. I love you. I'd invite us to make that commitment for that person. And one of the reasons I shared these examples is, for some of us, that person isn't present. For some of us, those paths diverged. For some of us, they moved to the other side. But each of us have known the experience of love. For some of us, this is a time where that love is with others in our lives. But we know it's important. One extra time each day. I love you. I love you. I love you. Just feel it on your heart. One extra time. I love you.
Our heart ministers are available after the service today to offer prayer support for challenges or celebrations. And you may see them in the sanctuary, out on the grounds, on the patio, and they are the ones wearing the lavender stoles. And at any time, you can submit a prayer request from our website. I ask everyone to please take a connection card from the seat pockets in front of you. And we invite each of you to take a moment to fill out this card if you have a prayer request, a question, or a comment. And if you're new to Unity, we'd love to get to know you better, so please go out to the welcome table on the patio after the service. Thank you for checking the box if you're joining us in our weekly spiritual focus. And our spiritual focus this week is, I love you. And the ushers will receive your card with the offering toward the end of the music. It's time for our prosperity celebration. For credit card donations, there are envelopes provided in the seat pockets in front of you. And for those of you watching at home, just click on the donate button on our Watch Live page. Unity's co-founder, Charles Fillmore, taught that our spiritual connection opens us to God's abundance expressing in our lives. He said, poverty or prosperity, it all depends on you. All that the Father has is yours, but you alone are responsible for the relationship of the Father's good to your life. Through conscious recognition of your oneness with the Father and his abundance, you draw the loving substance into visible supply. I invite you to take your tithe or offering in your hand and be aware that God is the source of all your good. Please repeat our affirmation with me together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
With our hearts and share our blessing together. Children, you are loved, special, and important. The light of God shines through you. So let's stand and take hands and share together our prayer of protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our peace song. The love and the light and the peace in the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.
Hear the children saying, hear the children praying, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and it will be alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Come on and feel the connection. We're all approaching perfection. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and it will be alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Last verse from the Father of creation. One heart, peace for every nation. One heart, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together